As the mist clings tightly to the shadowed forests of Albion, stories of King Arthur and his noble knights of the Round Table echo through the ages like the murmurs of a brook in a timeless grove. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault. These tales, steeped in chivalry and enigma, straddle the fine line between the mythic and the mortal. One cannot help but ponder, was Arthur merely a figment of poetic fancy, or was there a steel-clad flesh-and-blood warrior behind these entrancing tales? His story has been a broad canvas painted over centuries by historians, poets and novelists who cloaked and recloaked him in layers rich with exploits and dreams. Yet at the heart lies the mystery: Arthur, the myth, the man, the legend. In the libraries of history, silent scrolls whisper narratives of Arthur's existence, each adding its own shade to his legend. Geoffrey of Monmouth, in his seminal Historia Regum Britanniae, penned in the 12th century, presented Arthur not only as a valiant warrior but also as a magnificent monarch whose reign ushered an era of peace and prosperity. Monmouth's Arthur was a figure who could command the elements and journey to otherworldly realms, an attribute that transcends mere mortality. Following Monmouth, Thomas Malory's Le Morte d'Arthur, crafted in the throes of the 15th century, solidified Arthur's status as a chivalric icon. Malory's work is a rich tapestry that interweaves loyalty, love, betrayal and tragedy, themes that resonate with human emotion and the ideals of medieval knighthood. It was through Malory's narratives that the Round Table came to symbolize the equality and camaraderie that Arthur inspired among his knights. Both texts were instrumental in morphing the historical Arthur, if he existed, into an idealized embodiment of medieval kingship and knightly virtue, illuminating how tales can be tinted by the lenses of their tellers. The quest for the historical King Arthur requires a journey back to post-Roman Britain, a tumultuous era marked by invasions and fragmenting realms. Here, the scant historical evidence provides elusive hints rather than concrete details. The mention of an Arthur-like figure is found in the Annales Cambriae and Historia Britanniae, where he is depicted as a warrior leader fighting against the encroaching Saxons around the 5th to 6th centuries. In this hazardous landscape, Arthur emerges as a beacon of hope, a rallying figure perhaps conceived as much by necessity as by reality. Archaeological findings, like those at Tintagel Castle in Cornwall, a site romantically professed to be Arthur's birthplace, yield fragments that tantalize yet confirm nothing definitively. This part of the scholarly quest thus remains shrouded in shadows, where discernment is clouded by the mists of time. The absence of concrete evidence leads some historians, like John Morris, to suggest that Arthur was a composite figure, a conglomeration of several early British leaders, mythologized into a single persona that epitomized ideal leadership traits of the era. This hypothesis provides a compelling explanation for Arthur's larger-than-life presence in historical narratives. The Arthurian legends are replete with symbols: Excalibur, the Round Table, and the Holy Grail, each laden with meaning and an integral part of the mythos. Excalibur, the legendary sword bestowed upon Arthur by the Lady of the Lake, symbolizes rightful sovereignty and invincibility. It is not just a weapon, but a mandate of divine kingship, entwining power and responsibility. The Round Table, on the other hand, represents the chivalric order and equality. This famed table had no head, signifying that all who gathered around it, regardless of rank or birth, shared equal stature. The search for the Holy Grail, the most sacred Christian relic, mirrors a quest for divine truth and enlightenment, a motif that transcends the literal narrative to venture into spiritual allegory. These symbols serve not only as narrative devices but also as philosophical mementos, reminding us of the virtues that Arthur stood for and the ideals he encouraged among his followers. In modern times, the aura of King Arthur has not dimmed but rather adapted to new media and understanding. Retellings of the Arthurian legend in books, films, and television often reflect contemporary values and struggles, thereby keeping the myth relevant. The figure of Arthur serves as an archetype of the just ruler, a beacon of integrity and fairness, resonating deeply in today's socio-political climates. Moreover, festivals celebrating Arthurian lore, scholarly conferences, and role-playing gatherings signify that the legend continues to inspire and entertain. The narrative of Arthur, which has been sculpted and resculpted to fit the molds of varying epochs, stands as a testament to the power of storytelling, demonstrating how a good tale can become immortal through continual rebirth and relevance. Whether King Arthur once walked the earth or sprang solely from the fertile soils of human imagination, he remains an enduring symbol of nobility, justice, and the eternal battle against tyranny. His legend, wrapped in the mists of Avalon, continues to challenge, charm, and inspire, proving that heroes, whether born of history or legend, hold a mirror to the virtues and vices of their times. Thus, the journey through Arthur's worlds, both real and imagined, is not just about uncovering historical truths, but also about understanding the enduring power of myths and the timeless human need for stories that elevate, illuminate, and inspire.